Hi, my name is Darren from Tax, and we're the team that seeks to demystify that sometimes confusing world of international tax. And today we want to approach it a bit differently. Rather than just get into a really deep technical discussion about some tax topics, I want to recognize that the tax tail doesn't necessarily wag the dog. And we have the honor and the privilege of having a conversation with David. And David has a lot of expertise with working with business owners who are doing things internationally. David, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is David Deaton. I'm a co-founder with my colleague Ann Thompson, and we have started MindSalt 8 more years ago. Over the last 30 years, I've been working with organizations on the research and decision making and strategy within a variety of different contexts and sizes. So both internationally, for which I have some experience in, but then also in just a variety of sizes of organizations as well. $3 billion revenue organizations down to our local businesses, for which we have a lot of passion and heart for.
Okay, fantastic. So following on from that last point, what do you see as the challenges of having these multiple bases, as you put it, as a so-called nomad or global citizen?
Yeah. I think the challenge with it is, and this is both coming from myself, but also coming from my colleagues who are living in other countries. So we are what I would call, and maybe this is the preferred term, a distributed workforce. We definitely subscribe to a distributed workforce, and myself work from anywhere, and my colleagues do too, wherever that may be. And I think the challenge is sort of how do we really build a community around us, even though we might be there for periods of time. And I know my colleagues have expressed that as well, that it's hard to sometimes feel that the investment that they're making is going to be worth it. And I think when I was in Asia, sometimes people would keep an arm's length distance of whether or not we should be friends or not, because it wasn't sure how long that would be. In truth, you see those instances, but in truth, what really can happen is that, especially when we're in Asia, friendships form very quickly, because they need to. We need, we're going to spend holidays together because we're away from our family, and so forth. And so friendships actually can form very, very quickly, and they be strong because of that. It takes on some surrogate, roles within our lives to have those. I think also being in multiple areas and having them also be not just places that you're staying, but places that you're building community around, it needs to be an important shift in perspective. If you were to just think about the last time, you rang up a good friend, it actually could be like a month or two, honestly. If we're busy people, we have people close to, our immediate family members. And so the last time, I mean, I have so many instances where people right down the street that, if you will, and we'd say, we haven't been together in 3 months. We got to get a dinner on the books so that we can catch up. Well, if you were just in another city during that time, they wouldn't be the wiser, if you will. But what you're doing when you are meeting with people is that you're creating a sense of community when you're there. And you're investing into that community with purpose. And so
Mhm.
that becomes the important part. The amount of minutes that you're there is not the important part. Your perspective into that area that you're living in does become an important part. So, building relationships, advancing the community, being part of the community dialogues. And I say this all with the perspective as I was doing some of this when I was in Hong Kong. We don't think of Hong Kong as a community, but we can. So
Yeah.
it's not just taking a parochial view to that term, but how are we really sort of creating a mindset that this is a place where I live and I'm investing into, and I don't necessarily think about that from the minutes that my feet are on the ground.
Absolutely. Quality over quantity.
For
Well
sure.
said. Yeah.
Yep.
So, David, if someone wanted to reach out to you and to find out more about you and your team and perhaps engage your services, what's the best way to do that? How can they best find you?
Yeah, wonderful. Both through our website and LinkedIn. So the website would be themindsalt.com. I'm happy to reach out. You can actually set up a meeting straight from the website as well. Or LinkedIn. Just find my name, David Deaton, with the organization, The Mind Salt. We have a company page, I have my personal page, and respond to messages and really look forward to people making that connection and reaching out.
Fantastic. Thank you.